Hello Teacher Fit, it is Coach Gina here and I am going to be taking you through your dumbbell workout for today. You also have the option to have a kettlebell if you have one. You can have dumbbells and a kettlebell like I have here, or if you just have the dumbbells, I will absolutely be happy to show you options with just the dumbbell. We do have an Amrap today. It's an 18-minute Amrap. You will need to be counting your rounds because that will be your score. I'll remind you throughout. We're going to go through a warm-up, which you will need dumbbells for, and then I'll explain that workout to you, and then we'll take a short break, and we will get rocking and rolling right into it. So if you don't have dumbbells, run really quick, grab those, and then we're gonna get started. So what I'd like to do to get started are lunges in your warm-up. So I'm gonna count you down from 5, and we will go into some beautiful back-stepping lunges in 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's do it. Nice long back step here. Drop that back knee, chest stays up. Brace your core and push into that heel. If you cannot touch the ground with your knee, that is absolutely fine. When I count you down, we are going to go into a squat with a heel rise in 5, 4, 3, 2, take your feet just outside your hip, 1 squat, 1 heel rise. 1 squat, heel rise. On your squat, push your butt back, drive the heels up and out. Try to get low into that squat, drive heels up. When I count you down, we're going to go onto the floor for some bridges. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bridge time. Bend your knees, place those weights down, flip onto your back, walk your heels close to your glutes, lift and lower, lift and lower. As you lift, try to get your chest towards your chin, squeeze the glutes hard, push into the heels, and brace the core. 5, 4, I'm gonna stand you up in 3, 2, good. Let's go ahead, grab either your kettlebell or your dumbbell. I'll show you both. We're just gonna do some swings here, nice and controlled. This is what it looks like with the kettlebell. And this is what it looks like with the dumbbell. Very similar. So either piece of equipment is perfect. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, time. What I'd like to have you do, we're gonna practice a sumo squat. Wide, drop into a squat, and push out. Good. So notice how much wider our feet are than they were when we were doing that squat heel lift. So this allows us to get into the adductors and abductors a little bit more, still focusing on the glutes. Push into the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, walk those feet in, roll out those shoulders, breathe, good. Reverse that roll, make it a little bigger, keep that core tight, and rest. Awesome job. All right, so that was your warm-up. As I already mentioned, today's workout is an AMRAP. Many rounds as possible. You are gonna have to count. So when you finish the 3 exercises that I'm about to show you, you can mark that down, 1 round, finish them again, 2 rounds, so make sure you're keeping track of that. You will need those weights, kettlebell and dumbbells, or just the dumbbells. Either one is totally fine. So let's talk about what each exercise looks like. You have 18 lunges. You are going to count them like this. 18, 17, 16, etc. So let's talk about the anatomy of a lunge. You're going to start with your feet together. You're going to take a long 90-90 step back. You're pushing the weight into the front heel, dropping that back knee, and then you're still pushing into that front heel to stand, squeezing your butt cheek, stepping in and alternating that leg. 18 of those, 18, 17, 16, etc. That's your first exercise. Second one is that dumbbell or kettlebell swing. Feet are going to be outside the hip, toes out ever so slightly, tight brace of the core. You're going to squat, and then you're going to use your glutes to lift yourself up, press the hips forward, and lift that kettlebell in front of you. And if you don't have a kettlebell, just like we practiced in the warm-up, you're going to use a dumbbell. Feet outside the hip, drop into the squat, and then I want you to violently squeeze your glutes to stand, okay? And then, last but not least, we have a really cool move. It's called a sumo straight leg deadlift. So I had you practice some sumo squats to get used to this. You can see how wide my feet are. On a sumo straight leg deadlift, you might need to bend your knees slightly, and that is okay. You're going to hinge forward, down, and up. Down, and up. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to focus on where you're feeling it. Inner thigh, glutes. This is great for the erector spinae. That's your low back. But in order for it to be safe on your low back, I need you to make sure that you keep that core tight. If this positioning doesn't feel good in your body, you're going to do a straight leg deadlift just with feet under hip, okay? So that's gonna be your option, and we'll talk about that a little bit more once we get into the workout. But otherwise, it's that nice sumo deadlift stance, shoulders slide into the back pocket. We are tightening down the core to protect and better work the low back, and then focusing on squeezing the glutes, hinging forward, keeping that nice long straight back, and then coming back up, down, and up. 18 minutes, 18 lunges, 18 swings, 18 sumo straight leg deadlifts. The only number you have to remember is 18. Remember to count your rounds. We want to know what those are so you can mark them in your Teacher Fit app at the end of class. All right, gang, go grab a quick sip of water. You should have your kettlebell and weights close by already from the warm-up, but if you don't, grab those, and let's get this party started. See you in about 20 seconds, guys. All right, gang, back to our 18-minute AMRAP. 18 lunges, 18 swings, 18 sumo straight leg deadlifts. Starting with those lunges in 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. So we count 18, 17, 16, so you're counting both legs. Let's talk about the lunge. Shoulders into the back pocket, chest up and lift it, belly tight towards the spine, long straight step back, and then stepping together. When you hit your 18th lunge, either keep your dumbbell, one dumbbell, or pick up your kettlebell, feet just outside the hip, squat, just come to the shoulders. Brace your core hard. And when you hit your 18th, drop that kettlebell, wide stance, toes out. We have 18 sumo straight legs. Important to keep the spine long and straight. Push into the heels. Good, squeeze your butt. Nice long spine, shoulder down and back. I feel that in my hamstrings and inner thighs. When you hit your 18th, into those back stepping lunges. For your lunges, you can always hold the weight at your shoulders if that's more comfortable for you. You can also drop the weight, or you can always hold one weight here. So that's completely up to you, how you would like to handle that. On that lunge, long straight step back. Make sure as you step back that you're not coming into a good morning pose, keeping that chest up high. And then option with that kettlebell or with the dumbbell, feet just outside the hip, sinking into a squat, bracing the core to bring that just to shoulder height. 18, 18, 18. And then both weights. Wide sumo stance, toes out slightly, long, straight spine, squeezing abs, keep them tight, tight glutes, come forward, not rounding out the back. Brace that core hard. 18. After your sumo deadlift is where you want to write down a little check mark, hash mark, whatever, to note how many rounds you've done. So when you hit 18, make sure you're taking note of what round you're on so you can keep track of your score. So from here, what I would do, I drop my weights. If I had a little piece of paper here, I would mark that down. That would be my second round. And then I would start back in, back to those 18 lunges. Again, you don't want to use the weight. You want to use one weight. Totally up to you. And where you hold these weights is also up to you. Good, and then we have those swings, dumbbell or kettlebell. We just have feet outside hip. We just hit the 12-minute mark. 12 minutes to go. 18 swings. When you hit 18, kettlebell down or dumbbell up, either one. Nice wide, that's sumo stance. So remember, the point here, inner thigh, glute, low back. All right, we're even getting some upper body work in here to keep us from rounding. We have to tighten the upper back You're getting some upper back work in here too, because when you come down, long straight spine, squeezing your butt to stand to the top. So, lots going on here, but reminder, if that is not a comfortable position, your straight leg deadlift would come back neutral. 18 of these. At the end of your deadlift is where you want to mark down what round you're on so you can keep track of your score. Who feels the back of their legs here? Squeeze that butt. I want you to feel your butt too. If you don't squeeze it, no one else will. Come on, team. Stay in it. Squeeze to the top. All right, so here's where you can take a little break, shake it out, boom, mark down where you are so you know how many rounds you've gotten of these 3 exercises. All right, don't forget to keep score. Here we go. Into your lunges. Guess what? About 9 minutes left. That means that you're at your halfway point of this 18-minute AMRAP. You made it halfway through. On those lunges, shoulders in the back pocket, chest is up, core is tight, big long step back. Push off the heel, brace that core. On your 18th one, either the dumbbell or the kettlebell. Setting feet just outside the hip. Once again, shoulders slide down, brace that core. You want to think about sitting down, hiking a ball behind you, bracing, squeeze your glutes to stand. Think about thrusting your hip forward, but look, if you don't brace your core, on that hip thrust, I don't want you to hurt your back. So keep so tight on that forward hip thrust to get that kettlebell up. Very, very, very important part of that kettlebell swing. $18 of these bad boys. And when you finish, either put that kettlebell down or grab your other dumbbell, wide stance, toes out, making that nice long line with your spine, hinging forward, pushing through the heels to stand. Hinging forward, lengthen out that spine, shoulders stay down and back. You need to bend your knees a little. Okay. Keep your core tight. Keep your glutes tight. So remember, as you hinge the long, straight spine, notice my back is not bending up or down. I'm pushing into my heels. I'm standing. I'm squeezing. And then I'm resetting that nice, long posture. Once again, I'd like to remind you, you can always take it back to your standard deadlift and do a straight leg deadlift that way. No matter what deadlift that you choose, at the end of your deadlift set, that's 18, you're gonna mark down a round so you can keep track of where you are. I have no idea how many I've done. I never do. I'm the worst counter ever. But if I were you, and I actually knew what I was doing, I'd put my weights down and I'd make that little hashtag so I know what round I'm on, because that's my score. So don't forget to keep your score. Right after you finish, if you need a quick break, quick sip of water, take it, and then you're into those lunges. 18 of them. Remember counting both legs. Once again, chest is up, shoulders down, core is tight. As you step back, you're placing the weight into your front heel. Long step back, drop the knee, push off the heel, step together. You're counting each leg. That would have been 18, here's 17, 16, and etc. Good, check in with your belly. Make sure you're not letting it go out. Once again, our primary way to save our back is through our core. So buckle it in. Automatically, your back is now more protected. You're getting tired. We have less than 5 minutes to go. I'd much rather you focus on form and function than just trying to go through the motions of these exercises, guys. More important to be safe than to move quickly. Once you hit your 18th, either one weight down, pick up that kettlebell, feet come outside the hip line. Remember, we're squeezing our butt to thrust the hips forward, but what else is happening? We're bracing that core to keep that back super duper safe. 18 of these. And then back into that sumo deadlift. Wide stance, toes out, making that long, straight back as you hinge forward. You have about 3 minutes to go. Squeeze your glutes. So when you hit 18, this is where you want to mark down your rounds, right? Make that little mark, keeping track of your score. You need to shake out those legs before you hit back into your 18 lunges, do that. And then let's go 2 minutes, right on the nail. So let's get moving. Let's try to finish as much as we can in these last 2 minutes. Good, good. About 1 minute, 15 seconds to go. Swings after lunges. Set stance, chest up, booty, belly, tight and locked in. 18. 30 seconds. So try to keep moving. Whatever one you're on, try to finish it. You're on 18, start on your next one. Five, 4, 3, 2, time. Go ahead, drop those weights, shake it out. Wow, great job, you guys. That was a tough workout, really focusing on lower body. So your legs probably feel smoked. All right, guys, lots of leg work in that workout. So what I'm gonna have you do is come on down to your mat and we're gonna work on stretching out those legs. So go ahead, lie down flat on your back, please. And what I'd like for you to do here is just grab your knees toward the body and you're just gonna give me a little rock back and forth here. Good, releasing tension from that low back. And then I'd like you to go ahead, drop one leg. Other leg is gonna come up. You're grabbing just below the knee. I'd like you to go ahead and roll out that ankle. And then you're gonna take the leg that's up in the air, you're gonna drop it just below the knee on the opposite leg, and you're gonna grab up and through that window, getting a nice stretch here through the back of the body. Ideally, if you can keep your shoulders on the ground, that would be great. Taking stress off of the neck. Beautiful, guys. Let's go ahead and drop that. Other leg is gonna come up, grabbing just below the knee, and then let's roll that ankle, releasing stress from the joint. I went hiking with my family a couple weekends ago, and my most sore part was the tendon on the outside of my ankle. So I stretched it out a little bit, and it was amazing how much better it felt. Taking that leg, dropping just below that knee, grabbing through the window, getting a nice stretch. Just breathing, starting to let that heart rate go down. All right, good job, you guys. You can give yourself a little hug one more time there, and then come on up. I'm gonna give you two options here. Your first option is going to be to drop the butt onto your heels and then walk the hands back, get a nice stretch through the quadriceps. Some of us are uncomfortable down on the floor on our knees though. If that's you, what you're gonna do is you are going to come up and grab one set of laces. If you're standing, I'll tell you when to switch. If you're kneeling, I'd like you to stay right there. All right, my standard switch in 4, 3, 2, switch it out, please. If you're on the floor, you're still kneeling down, this should be a nice big stretch through the quads. Good. We're gonna come out of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, release that. You're gonna come in, bring your feet together. Remember those sumo deadlifts? Whew, they got our inner thighs, right? So we're gonna stretch that. Let your knees fall where they will. Lean forward. Nice little stretch through those inner thighs. Good. You guys are gonna be done with this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's quickly roll out those shoulders, roll out those wrists, shake them out. You're finished for today. I hope you had an amazing workout. Super proud of you. As always, come back and see me. Don't forget to record your score, however many rounds you got through on that Amrap in our Teacher Fit app, and drop us a line. We love to hear how you're doing. Have a great day, guys. Bye.